Hey guys, so I'm finally being sick, except for a slight cough. I think I've slept more in the last 2-3 weeks than I have, I think, all year. It's been crazy. Even today, I took a 3-hour nap. I know what you're saying. Well, old man, you're getting older. You need to take naps during the day. No. It's because you know how you get sick, and then right after you get sick, majorly get sick, you get worn out real easy. Well, that's how I've been since getting over being sick. Took a 3-hour nap today. It was awesome. But today was a really awesome day. My wife started her new job. It's been like 3 years since she worked last. You know, she stayed home to take care of my son. Next year he starts school full time, so it's like, and we have people and friends we trust now that we didn't have a year or two ago to leave him with. So she's working now. I've adjusted my work schedule where I have a day off where she works, which is funny because when me and my wife first 14 years ago, 1998, that's a long time ago. 1998, when we first lived together, our jobs were in different schedules. So I would work like during the day and she'd work evening, or I would work evening and she'd work during the day. So when I came home, she was gone, so I could do what I wanted, right? I could come home, play the PlayStation 1, which I did a lot, put in the Xenogears, whatever it was, and play it and be uninterrupted. Though our dog we had at the time, he figured out that big button on the PlayStation meant shut it off. And since he usually played it was on the floor playing the TV, if he wanted something, he would walk up and he would really quickly hit it and run, because he knew once he hit it, especially if you played an RPG where you're playing for an hour and he hits the button and you didn't save it and you have to go do that whole hour again, because he knew once he hit that button it was on, right? He was in trouble. But what he would do is sometimes he would look at it and he'd say, "Don't you push that button." And literally he'd be literally hold his paw above it. Don't you, and he hit it. You'd be like, "I hate you, dog. Why did you hit that button?" But now you think of it's good times. Back then you were upset. So now that she's doing the schedule, kind of, I have my son, which today, by the way, I played Burnout Paradise on the PlayStation 3. I haven't put a lot of time into it, and I was playing it today, and my son was getting a kick out of jumping all the ramps, and when you do the takedown where you hit the other car, he just got a kick out of that. So I played that a lot today. I got 4 or 5 trophies in that game. Got to the C class. I'm 5 wins from the B class license in that game. Game's a lot of fun. I never, I had it. I meant to play it. A lot of my PlayStation 3 games, I need to get into, I think Disgaea 3. I'm gonna start playing that RPG, and I need to finish Arts Delco, because I'm pretty far in the game and I haven't beat it yet. I want to get into the RPGs on the PlayStation 3. I really haven't played my PlayStation 3 a lot like I should, so I really want to get in those games. Put the 360 aside and get into the PlayStation 3. And my PlayStation 1 games, I want to get into those too. A lot of those older ones I need to play and finish. So, excuse me. So outside of that, the only thing I played, Touch of War for Cybertron, and little Mario Kart 7, stuff like that. Not a lot of gaming time. Adjusting with me being sick, and obviously my wife started working. A lot of changes going on right now, so good changes, not bad. Let's be honest here. And I've been digging. It's funny when I talked about stock last video. Rule number 1: don't talk about something when you're taking NyQuil and drugs, because all you do is screw it up. I was trying to explain the price to earnings ratio, and what I ended up describing was earnings per share. When what they do is they take how much a company earns, divide that by how many shares are out, and then they say earnings per share. Walmart earned $2.11 per share. So when you see analysts estimate, okay, they estimate Walmart's going to make $2.14 per share. They're talking about how much earnings dividing the stock they think it's going to make. Price to earnings, the PE ratio, is actually when they take how much a company makes and how much the value of the stock is. So AT&T stock is 44 times how much the company earns. That's where they get a 44 P&E value. And as long as that's within the line of everybody else, and Verizon's 43, so they're all in line, so that's good. Right now, when you look at Microsoft's at only 11 P&E, and you look at Intel, which is only 11, and Apple only at 10, they're actually undervalued. They're actually really well undervalued. That even Apple, even at 500 billion worth of worth and over 500 some dollars a share. They're actually undervalued. And Microsoft stock's finally moving above 30. It's at 32. So with the anticipation of Windows 8 coming out and the anticipation that, you know, the new Xbox, and that Microsoft is growing earnings, but yet the stock isn't going up. And that's one thing they talk about, is when a stock, when a company is like they're getting more earnings every quarter, but the stock price isn't moving up, then the stock becomes so cheap. For example, the number one internet of sales website, of course, is Amazon. But do you know who number two is? It would surprise you. The number two company in sales in the internet from their website is Staples. A lot of people, when they think of the Staples company, think of brick and mortar. Actually, their online component is the second most sales on the internet. It's crazy when you think about it. And because of that, the stock's actually in some ways undervalued. Anyway, I didn't want to talk too much about stock tonight, but that's all the cool stuff going on. So, that's all I got to say for now, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm not going to die of coughing right now. Jeez.